Tom Selleck, born Thomas William Selleck on January 29, 1945, in Detroit, Michigan, grew up in a working-class family where discipline, resilience, and modest expectations were central values. His family later relocated to Southern California, a place that offered a new set of possibilities for young Tom. Raised during a time when opportunities seemed tangible but not guaranteed, he gravitated toward basketball, where he found confidence and structure. The world of acting seemed distant and impractical compared to athletics, but these early years in sports laid the foundation for his disciplined work ethic. Selleck attended the University of Southern California on a basketball scholarship studying business administration while envisioning a future far removed from Hollywood. These early experiences, however, subtly shaped the man he would become, focused, grounded, and resilient. The Magnum PI breakthrough everything changed for Tom Selleck in 1980 when he was cast as Thomas Magnum in the CBS series Magnum PI. The role felt like a natural fit for Selleck, charming without arrogance, tough without cruelty, and humorous without relying on gimmicks. Set against the tropical backdrop of Hawaii, the show blended action and emotional depth, allowing Selleck to create a character that felt fully human, flawed, loyal, and introspective. Magnum PI quickly became a hit, running for 8 seasons and earning Selleck both an Emmy Award and a Golden Globe. But more importantly, it solidified Selleck's reputation as a leading man whose authenticity transcended his on-screen persona. Fame came quickly, yet Selleck's humility remained constant. Even at the height of popularity, he treated his role as work rather than entitlement, maintaining professionalism on set and privacy off-screen. Magnum PI wasn't just a career milestone, it validated his patience and preparation. Expanding beyond television. Rather than remain typecast, Selleck sought to diversify his career, leveraging his newfound fame to explore new opportunities. In 1987, he showcased his unexpected comedic timing in the box office hit 3 Men and a Baby, a family-friendly film that demonstrated his warmth and accessibility. This role stood in stark contrast to his Magnum persona, revealing Selleck's range and his ability to move seamlessly between genres. He also ventured into westerns with Quigley Down Under, 1990, a film that allowed him to embrace his physicality while portraying a man of quiet intensity. These choices were strategic, reflecting his desire to expand as an actor without following fleeting trends. Rather than constantly reinventing himself, Selleck leaned into roles that felt authentic to who he was. This period of his career demonstrated that Hollywood longevity is often built on thoughtful selection and self-awareness, not constant exposures. Family, commitment, and responsibility. Selleck's personal life mirrored the same sense of commitment and responsibility that he brought to his acting career. From 1971 to 1982, he was married to model Jacqueline Ray. During that marriage, he made a life-defining decision to legally adopt her son, Kevin Shepard. For Selleck, this was not a symbolic gesture, but an expression of love and responsibility. Kevin would later go on to have his own successful career in music. After his divorce, Selleck met Gilly Joan Mack, a British actress and dancer, while attending a performance of Cats in London. Their connection was immediate and grounded. They married in 1987 and chose to live a life of privacy. The following year, they welcomed their daughter, Hannah. Selleck has often emphasized that fatherhood changed his priorities, shifting his focus from fame to family. His commitment to his wife and children became the cornerstone of his life, proving that stability and presence were more valuable than applause. A life chosen away from the spotlight. In order to protect his family and preserve his peace, Tom Selleck deliberately stepped away from Hollywood's center stage. He and his family settled on a large ranch in Ventura County, California, a place where the focus was on land, not limelight. Selleck found fulfillment in the physical work the ranch required, from fixing roads to clearing brush. This new lifestyle allowed him to disconnect from the pressures of constant visibility and reconnect with what truly mattered: his family and personal well-being. The ranch became a sanctuary, offering privacy and a chance to recalibrate. This choice was not an escape from success, but a recalibration of what success meant to him. Selleck proved that one could maintain respect in Hollywood without being consumed by it. Distance from the spotlight allowed him to preserve both his sanity and integrity. A second defining role in Blue Bloods. In 2010, Tom Selleck returned to television in a role that reflected his growth and maturity. Frank Reagan in Blue Bloods. As the patriarch of a family deeply rooted in law enforcement, Selleck portrayed a man who combined authority with empathy. Frank Reagan required moral clarity, emotional restraint, and quiet strength, qualities that Selleck had honed over decades of personal and professional experience. The show became a long-running success, resonating with audiences who valued its focus on duty, family, and consequence. Selleck's performance anchored the series, lending credibility and warmth without leaning on sentimentality. Blue Bloods was not a comeback for Selleck, it was a continuation of his commitment to meaningful work. The role reaffirmed that aging in Hollywood doesn't mean fading away, it can mean stepping into deeper, more complex roles that reflect a life well lived. James Garner's quiet influence. Throughout his career, one figure in particular remained especially influential: James Garner. Selleck greatly admired Garner's effortless authenticity long before they worked together. When they finally shared projects, including the Rockford Files television films, that admiration deepened into respect and friendship. Garner treated everyone on set with dignity and kindness, regardless of their status. And this example left a lasting impression on Selleck. It wasn't just Garner's acting that Selleck admired, it was his integrity. Garner warned Selleck about the traps of entitlement and the dangers of fame, emphasizing the importance of staying grounded. Their conversations spanned beyond acting into life itself, focusing on family, balance, and the value of humility. For Selleck, Garner represented a standard of both professional success and personal warmth, something he has strived to emulate throughout his life. Reflection at 80. Gratitude over legacy. At 80, Tom Selleck speaks less about legacy and more about gratitude. He reflects on his life as a series of choices rather than achievements, many of which were shaped by the example of others, particularly James Garner. Selleck acknowledges that much of what he values, humility, devotion to family, and respect for work, was reinforced by Garner's mentorship. For Selleck, success was never about being the most visible or the loudest. It was about doing the work well, treating people fairly, and prioritizing what mattered most: his family. In sharing these reflections, he offers a rare clarity, one that doesn't dwell on fame but focuses on character. His life has been measured not by the accolades, but by the relationships he has built, the values he has upheld, and the quiet strength that has carried him through the decades.